We have Patrick in New York with a question. How you doing, Patrick?
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm all right. I figured I'd just let you read your question rather than reading it for you.
Oh, yeah, I said, how do you know that there is no God?
I don't.
Yeah, neither do I.
Well, I don't know that there's one either and stuff, but, I had some answered prayers and,
How do you know you had answered prayers? How do you know you had an answered prayer?
Because, it came out exactly for what I prayed for.
That doesn't mean anything. If I pray that this show ends at 6:32 and it happens, that doesn't mean it was answered prayer. Right? You're basically saying you wanted something and it happened and therefore it was answered prayer. And I'm saying, okay, it's cool. There's lots of things I've wanted and wished for and prayed for, and some of them have happened. How do you know whether or not it happens as a result of coincidence or as a result of human action or the result of a God answering prayer? How do you tell the difference?
Well, because it was the exact names of
It doesn't matter if it's exact. It doesn't matter if it's exact. How do you know that it's answered prayer is what I'm asking. Are you saying that if anybody asks for something and exactly that happens, that is always answered prayer?
Well, the Bible says, though, God gives...
The Bible is irrelevant to my question, Patrick. Are you saying that if anybody prays for something and exactly that prayer happens, that it was always 100% answered prayer?
No.
Okay, so that means that there are sometimes when people pray for something and they get it exactly. Sometimes they pray for something and they don't get it exactly. But just take two people who prayed for something and got it exactly. How do you tell which one was answered prayer?
Well, I don't think you can. But I think the fact that I had a couple that was exactly on the spot made me convinced that there's could be a God, but I don't really think that there is, of the Bible's God because of the scientific errors and problems in the Bible, and no moral God would allow slavery, but
yeah, I don't know how to answer this because it seems like you've just reversed your position. So if two people pray for something and they both get exactly what they prayed for, how do you tell which one was answered prayer and which one wasn't? And if you answered that, I believe, by saying you don't know how to tell which one's answered prayer. And so if you can't tell, how do you know that any of them are answered prayer?
Because it came out how I wanted it to.
I just asked the question that if it comes out exactly as you want it to, does that mean it's answered prayer? And you said no. And now you're saying that it was answered prayer because it came out like you wanted to. You are in a logically contradictory position. And I'm just going to move on, Patrick, but do some more thinking about it. Try and figure out how you can tell the difference between answered prayer and a coincidence or whatever else. Because, you've contradicted yourself already, and I don't know that that's going to do us much good trying to dig in further.